Hello, everyone. This is Caleb with King's Advisors, and today we're going to talk about video games. So, last week we saw several showcases informing us of the future of Xbox and other studios like Ubisoft. And of course, we saw more Star Wars games, Assassin's Creeds, Forzas, a bunch of those top down side scrollers from Square Enix, and just about sequel after sequel with very little originality. We saw more information about Overwatch. We saw more stuff coming to Fortnite. We saw Starfield, Clockwork Revolution, more DLC for a failing Fallout, more Flight Simulator, and Cyberpunk stuff. We even saw the reveal of Payday 3. And so my question to the industry, to this video game industry that's worth billions of dollars, makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year. My question is, do y'all know that other movie franchises exist beyond Star Wars? I just want to ask. I mean, I love Star Wars, don't get me wrong. First 6 movies are beautiful. But there are other stories told. Y'all can make video games based off of other movies, other franchises. For instance, it's been 8 years since we got an actual Jurassic Park game, and that was a Lego game. Prior to that, there was a bunch of half-hearted attempts at making a game that you just don't feel like they should. You know, how many times can you make a game where we get to build a park? Woohoo! I mean, you have to go back to the Sega Genesis to get a game that was actually fun and entertaining for longer than an hour. With the exception of 2 Middle-earth games that still came out over 5 years ago, we haven't had a great Lord of the Rings game since 2006. And I'm not even going to comment on that shit that we got called Gollum. And what about the coolest spy of all time? It's been 13 years since Activision did Bloodstone. Albeit a rather poor 007 game, you have to go back to when EA owned the rights to actually get good 007 games. Agent Under Fire, Nightfire, Everything or Nothing, which was my favorite. And their version of From Russia with Love, which was beautifully done. What about Pirates of the Caribbean? Surely Pirates deserve some games. A franchise that came about because of the popularity of a roller coaster. In 2003, we got a game and a movie based on a roller coaster. The game had some tie-in with the movie, but it was still an open-world adventure. And that's right, I said open world. There's been a handful of other games since, but still nothing of note. Why? The Jurassic Park franchise has grossed almost $9 billion. Lord of the Rings almost 6, 007 over 14, and Pirates almost 8. 4 IPs worth billions with a B. And the best we can get as video game fans is a Lego game once a decade, mobile build-apart games. Why does EA continue to make Star Wars game after Star Wars game, most of which have just been meh at best? Why does Activision make a Call of Duty game every other year? Why do all these studios continue to make sequel after sequel after sequel of overdone IPs when we could get a new game in these worlds? I'm not asking for a $1 billion game, high asset views. I just want a good story with a clean campaign that doesn't break when you try to load the game on your first day of playing. Video games used to be fun. You used to be able to sit down and play them and not worry about whether or not your console or your computer could support it. You know, you on Friday night, you crack a beer and you start playing a game. Every now and then you'd have one of those nights where time just got away and you realized, oh my God, I've been playing for, 5 hours. You'd get online, you'd talk to your friends, you'd make friends, you would interact. Now, I'm not saying all of this should be done instead of doing a good Call of Duty game, but I'm saying why does Activision spend so much money on Overwatch and the next Call of Duty game that no one's going to play except for the people that end up playing the Spec Ops stuff? No one's going to play the Call of Duty multiplayer because everyone's playing the free to play one you made. Ubisoft is talking about launching a new Splinter Cell game. You know where Tom Clancy got the idea for Sam Fisher? Ian Fleming. Now, Sam Fisher is a little more stealth than James Bond is. But still, why are we getting more Sam Fisher games? Why is Ubisoft working on a really dumb mobile Ghost Recon game? Why aren't they trying to make a 007 game? I understand they probably don't own the rights. I bet you they could get a license to make a game. Square Enix has made 3 Hitman games, all in the last like 5 years, I feel like. Square Enix could easily get the rights to make a 007 game. Now, they'd probably not be allowed to make it for the Xbox since PlayStation and Sony are being assholes about that. Avalanche keeps making Just Cause games. The last 2 haven't been great. The second one was the best one. Make a 007 game. I'd love to see Ubisoft or Avalanche or even Activision make a Pirates of the Caribbean game. That would be really fun. Even EA could do it. Now, I don't know if Disney's afraid to license a game, but you'd think with all their money problems, they tried to sell some licenses to make some games. You would think after Warner just made $1 billion off of Hogwarts Legacy, Disney would look into a way to make billions of dollars off all the IPs they own. They're doing it with Star Wars, but they keep doing just enough. I don't know. I just don't understand. I feel like all of these companies have billions of dollars just lying around and they have no attempt at trying to make that money that they could easily make. A good 007 game and a good Pirates of the Caribbean game would rake in the money. Those are my thoughts. That's my daily rant. And thank you everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe and make sure to follow us on Twitter at King'sAdvisors_.